Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It's cold out here. I almost put on my heated vest, but then I realized I didn't have my battery charged. I didn't have my battery plugged in because I haven't been coming out here to watch shows. And when I sit out here and listen to an audiobook or talk on the phone, I'm not out here that long. It's been, so cold, except for the few days where it's been a little bit nicer. But then it was nice enough that I didn't really have to use my heated vest. So I guess I need to plug the battery. I actually bought a new battery, so I would have two of them. I need to plug the batteries back in because as we get closer to spring, we'll have some nights, where it's a little bit warmer, definitely not 60 or 70, but a little bit warmer where I can sit out here and watch shows and just be kind of out in the fresh air and stuff. And then that would be a good time to use my heated vest. I love that heated vest so much. So I was going to put it on tonight, but so instead I just put on this huge hoodie that I had on last night and bundled up with my coat and stuff like that. And so yeah, I have to tell you, I kind of stepped into a decision today. So I'm actually weirdly excited about this vlog, and I know this is going to sound strange, but the reason why is because I have made a decision that I am not going to film Friday, Saturday, or Sunday at all. In fact, I'm going to be pretty disconnected from anything online. I mean, I'm sure I'll be on Instagram reposting pictures of, animals and trees and stuff like that. But I'm not going to be diving deep into the drama and stuff that's going on this weekend. If some huge story comes out, earlier I was in my Peterisms video when I was talking about it, I was if something happens, maybe I'll jump online and film a video quickly, but I don't even think that. I think if some huge story comes out over the weekend, because whenever I go on vacation or do anything, something always pops off, right? But I even think if that happens, I'm going to wait till Monday. I think in talking to my therapist today, I just need to have a couple days where I don't do anything. And that includes doing stuff around the house and all this kind of stuff, because I always from the moment that I get up to the moment that I go to bed, even when I'm watching TV shows late at night, I don't just sit there for 4 hours and watch back-to-back TV shows. I watch 15 minutes, I get up, while I'm making a cup of coffee, I unload the dishwasher, I'll take Boo Radley out, watch another 15 minutes, go downstairs, put the wash in the dryer, like most people do. But I feel all day long I'm constantly doing stuff, and I have a very difficult time just being still and not doing anything, because for me, I feel like I have to be very productive. And that was the very first part of my session with my therapist today. And he was I said to him, I'm really thinking about taking the next 3 days off. I was talking to some of my friends about it, Tanya and Alex and my friend Nikki and Caroline, and everybody was no, you need to take some day. You need to take extended period, maybe three days to a week off. So I really thought about it, and he's yeah, I think that would be a really good idea. He's I really think it would be good for you to take the weekend off. So I'm going to take the weekend off. It's hard. It's even bizarre saying that. But the reason I'm kind of excited about it is it almost kind of feels leaving for a trip. It's once I turn this camera off, I'm done for the weekend. I'm not going to be back till Monday. And as sad as I am, because I love filming videos and connecting with you guys every day, I'm kind of trying to step into the excitement of just doing absolutely nothing but listening to audiobooks and watching TV shows all weekend long. And I've also kind of decided that tomorrow I'm just going to have a cheat day and eat what I want to eat, because I've been so good about my eating and stuff that I actually did my weight loss update. Thank you, Kayla, for asking. I did my weight loss update on my I talked about Kayla over there today, so that wasn't a slam. But I did my weight loss update on my Peter Does Stuff channel. So tomorrow, since last Thursday, I haven't really had a cheat day or cheat meal. And so tomorrow I'm gonna start with a cheat meal, and then if I'm full after that, then I won't do anything else. But my plan is to kind of just do what I want to eat tomorrow, and kind of maybe I'm gonna try to little bit through the weekend, but I might just kind of a little bit through the weekend eat what I want to eat. I'm not going to go crazy, and I'm not starting that till tomorrow. I'm not doing that tonight. I don't need 4 days of that, And so anyway, but yeah, I'm going to take the next couple days off, and I'm planning to do nothing. I was very, very excited about walking tonight because last night I walked for 2 hours and 10 minutes. I actually started the book, The Housemaid. It's by Frida somebody. There's 2 of them out already, and the third one's coming out, and Goodreads said the sequel was their #1 thriller of last year. It was funny because I was thinking about the vlog last night while I was walking, listening to it, because I said, I think it's this mystery that takes place like in the early 1900s. I truly thought it did, right? Like I was like, early 1900s Brooklyn. I honestly thought it did. And when I started listening to it, it kind of sounded like it did, like the descriptions of what they were wearing and stuff. But then there's a part where the wife asks the maid, do you have a car? And she says yes. And she says something about thinking about her beat up Nissan. And I'm like, well, this didn't take place in the early 1900s. I'm like, people that read that book in my vlog are probably laughing, thinking Peter has no idea what this book is about. But hey, 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, we're making this a habit.
I've been walking every night too.
I love it.
That's my fitness friend. She and her husband. So anyway, I wanted to walk again. I walked 2 hours and 10 minutes. I was like, I felt so great. I'm sleeping so good and all this kind of stuff. But like last night, after I took a shower and settled down and stuff, my knee really started hurting. And I walked up a lot of hills last night, and I think that's kind of what did it. And I think I walked 7 days in a row without taking a break, and I like upped my time each day. So my knee really hurt last night. Alex was like, why don't you take some Tylenol and see if that helps your knee? And so I took some Tylenol last night, and it greatly helped my knee. So I woke up today, and I got out, took Boo Radley around, all that kind of stuff, and did my my weight loss update video, and I was sitting in bed, and my knee hadn't hurt up until then, but when I got done with that video and I was sitting on therapy, then my knee started to hurt. It's almost kind of like when I sit like this, it's weird to think this, that my knee starts hurting when I'm like up and stuff, but I also don't want to get an injury, and so, but I really want to walk, and partly why I want to walk is A, I love my walks now, and I want to keep up the stride, but B, because I want to listen to my audiobook, and I don't want to just sit here in the cold and listen to my audiobook. Because I'm really into this thriller. This thriller is so good because, like, I was telling my friend Nikki last night, I was texting her, and I was like, I think you would really like this because we're both in this, like, stage of, like, wanting to read all these thrillers. And I said, because it seems like it's very predictable, but because so many people have loved it, the ending can't be predictable at all. There has to be something else going on, because I feel like I've read this kind of book with this kind of story like 100 times. So it can't be, I just feel like I've watched this movie, seen this story, read this story. It can't be that predictable and be like the #1 book on Goodreads. So there has to be like more to the story, some surprise or something like that. So anyway, if you've read the book, you'll know what I'm talking about, because it comes across as like every other book that you've read like this at first. So, you know, the couple that hires the nanny or the maid, and there's something weird going on in the house, and she slowly figures it out. It's that kind of book, you know? And so anyway, so I said to Alex, he just got home, we were talking, and I said, like, I really want to walk tonight, but I feel like I should take the night off because my knee hurts. And he goes, I think absolutely you should take the night off so that you can rest your knee. So I think I'm going to take the night off and rest my knee. Always having to take days off from doing stuff, you know. But I said this in my Peterisms video, you know, I'm going to take Friday and Saturday and Sunday off, and then if I feel like I need to take more time off on Sunday, I will. Like if I need to take, my plan is to come back on Monday and film, you know, videos and start being productive and stuff. But if I wake up Monday morning, I'm like, no, I feel like I need another day or 2 or 3 days, I might take a couple more days. So I just want to make that clear. I said on my drama video I wasn't going to put any like, I usually, like when I take a day off, I, you know, usually say, so on my other channels, I'm not going to put that up, that I'm taking the next 3 days off. Hell, there are drama channels that take 5 and 6 days off. They don't never say nothing about it. I will put something up on my vloggerinos, my vloggerinos, my vloggerinos, your vloggerinos, the vloggerinos, it's not my vloggerinos. I will put something up in the vloggerinos group saying that I'm not filming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then I'll also put it on my community tab. That way, if anybody hasn't watched this video, they're not like wondering where I'm at or worried where I'm at. A lot of people don't know to look for the community tab. My friend Valerie, like, she'll text me and she'll be like, are you okay? You didn't vlog tonight. And I'm like, yeah, I put it up on my community tab. And she's like, oh, I never look there. So a lot of people don't know to look on the community tab, but I don't know really where else to put it. Because, like, Valerie doesn't have Twitter or anything. I mean, I'm not putting it, like, on 50, you know what I mean, that I'm taking 3 days off. But I'm going to take the next couple days off, and as hard as it's going to be for not me, I mean, like, I'm like, this is what I'm like, okay, something tomorrow is going to pop off, like, in the drama world, and I'm going to want to get on video and film so bad, or on Saturday or Sunday, and I'm just like, no, like, I just need to step into it and just relax and reflect on this amazing life that I've been given, and feel my feelings and my emotions and the struggle and, you know, just all of it. And because the therapeutic work's going to get even a little bit more difficult, because he said the next part of the trauma narrative is harder. So I got up today, did all that stuff with Boo Radley, then I filmed my weight loss update, and then I went right into my therapy session. It was a fantastic therapy session. We talked about all kinds of stuff. And he said to me today, like, at one point, we got to, like, this one question, and he said, one thing that would be good for you is to do almost kind of like an inventory. And he already knew about this because I had been telling him. My sponsor had been wanting me to do an inventory for a while over certain aspects of, like, how I responded, how I felt, how my life had changed, how I was, like, how I don't, just, you know, thought everything to do with my thoughts and everything after the accident. And I was, like, really kind of, like, I was like, okay, I don't feel like right now is the time. And she was really respectful of that. She was like, well, why don't you start doing this trauma narrative with your therapist? And I mean, she started asking me to do this, like, last, you know, summer. And she's like, when you get through doing some of the tough work with your therapist, she's like, then we'll do the inventory. And so today, when we were doing the trauma narrative, he was like, I think it would be really good for, you know, for you to do almost kind of like a 12-step inventory over your feelings, your emotions, your fears, things like that, on how you acted afterwards, how you know, responded to everything that had happened afterwards. And he knew this, because I had said to him, you know, my sponsor wants me to do this inventory, because, like, things that she tells me, I run by him, and vice versa and stuff like that, like. And he's always like, I don't want to step on your sponsor's toes. And she's always like, I don't want to step on your therapist's toes. And so, and she's the one that told me initially, anyway, she's like, you've got to get somebody to go talk to. We were talking about that today. I mean, she really hardcore pushed it. She was like, you've got to find somebody to talk to. And I don't even, like, really, like, we're talking today about, like, the first 2 to 3 months after the accident. And so much of it is just a total fog to me. I really don't remember a lot of all of that afterwards, and was really just, and he was saying to me, like, you were in this constant state, because I was like, do you remember our sessions back then? He's like, oh yeah. And I was like, how was I? He was like, you were in a constant state of, like, survival mode. He was like, you know, there was just, like, a lot of, like, fear. You didn't want to leave the house, even to go to doctor's appointments, and it was a lot of stuff that I didn't really remember. And so he knew that she had been asking me to do this inventory. And at first, he was like, no, I don't think it's the right time for it. He was like, if she really wants you to do it, he was like, you know, like, okay, great. He's like, but I think that we have some really difficult stuff to work through. Well, we did that, like, in November and December, and I think that's a lot of what, like, brought stuff out for me. And so today, he said, I think it would be good for you almost to do kind of like an inventory over this stuff. And I go, are you telling me that I need to do the inventory that my sponsor's been telling me to do? And he goes, previously I told you I didn't think it was time. He goes, I think it's time. He said, I think you need to do that. And he said, and I think that in conjunction with doing the trauma narrative will help you move through this pain and step to the other side. I feel like I've kind of, for the last 2 years, been stuck in this space of, who am I in relationship to this accident? Like, I know maybe not in videos and stuff like that, but, like, every day in my personal life, I feel like I'm right there, right? Like, I'm Peter after the accident, and I can't continue to live the rest of my life like that. I feel with, you know, constantly all this, like, guilt and remorse and sadness and all this kind of stuff, and I just can't continue to live there for the rest of my life. And like we were talking today because I had done this video, I think it was on my Peter Does Stuff channel, and I was talking about the choice to not drive. And that was, like, for me, one piece of control that I felt like I had that I could give back by, you know, not ever getting in a car again and stuff. And somebody had said on that video, they commented and they said, I feel like you're punishing yourself by not driving. And I said to him today, I said, you know, it's interesting about that comment because I don't feel like I'm punishing myself at all by making that choice. You know, I feel like that's the one positive thing that I can actually do by, like, never getting in a car again, you know? And, you know, I was telling him, like, when I went to Arizona, last year, like, you know, Nikki and I flew out there together, but when we flew back, we flew out separately, and I was scared. Like, I'm usually always with somebody when I go places, unless it's a doctor's appointment and an Uber. Like, I'm usually always, and I was like, I didn't really realize until that moment, like, the fear that I had of, like, being alone in a place where nobody knew me, that if I had a seizure, again, in the middle of an airport, I'm not going to hurt anybody, you know, unless somebody's standing, like, right next to me. But I'm not going to hurt somebody, you know. But to end up in a hospital in a city that I don't live in, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. So I think a lot of that, like, fear has kept me, like, here and on this front porch. And so I've just been kind of, like, stuck in that for the last 2 years. And, you know, I said to him, I said, it's interesting because we were talking about, like, how the trauma continues to live out in our lives every day today. And he was asking me about instances of that. And I said, I don't feel like I'm punishing myself by not driving. Like, I feel good about that choice. Like, I feel like that's a positive choice that I made, right? What I don't feel good about is that I'm not allowing myself to live a full life. Because I almost don't feel like I deserve that. And yet I'm still here. And so at some point I have to step into that and live a full life. And in fact, live more of a full life because I am here. And that would be discounting gratitude to not step into that. But to step into that is almost kind of like stepping away from the incident, and that's really what I'm working through right now, you know, and so yeah, so I don't know. I feel like I need to take some time and just relax and whatever, but I want to step out on the other side of that, and that's why I'm doing this work and whatever. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday I'm taking off. Feel like if I wake up Monday or Tuesday and I need to take those days off too, I will. I don't know. If I, you know, next week come back to filming, I'm like, I need another week, I might take, you know, because he was like, you know, people in my life have been like, I don't know why you don't just take like 2 weeks off. Like, you might just need to take 2 weeks off in a row and not do anything. And that's so hard for me. Like, it is so hard. Like, because when I'm just sitting here drinking a cup of coffee, I'm like, you could be filming a video. People want to see your videos. You know, how lucky are you, you know, that people actually want to watch and listen to what you have to say. And so then I just feel like I'm being ungrateful for being given that. And that's like a real struggle for me. And I know that sounds stupid and people get tired of hearing it on videos. Trust me, I get it. I get tired of saying it. But I don't really know what the answer is. I don't, because I don't know how to just be okay with that, you know? So that's what I'm learning to do. And I'll get there eventually on, you know, being okay to, like, take time here and there. But yeah, I'm going to take Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then if I need to take more time, I'll let you guys know. But I appreciate you understanding. I know the comments will be flooded with you guys supporting me, so I just want to say ahead of time, I really, really appreciate your support. And I have to say, some of the things I'm excited about is, like, watching True Detective. The finale, I think, comes out on Sunday, and so Sunday I'm going to binge watch True Detective. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about eating some crap food tomorrow, and I'm kind of craving an Impossible Burger with French fries. That might be my cheat meal tomorrow. And then, yeah, and hopefully my knee will feel better and I can walk and listen to my audiobook. Because I'd like to finish both of these Handmaid's books, the first two that are out, because the third one's getting ready to come out soon. The last 2 nights I have, well, last night when I walked, Alex was watching Watch What Happens Live, and I said, I'm getting ready to walk, and he was, like, so tired. He was like, I'm, like, so just drained. I just want to relax. So I was like, do you want to just, like, watch a movie or something this weekend? He was like, yeah, we can just do that this weekend, because like, he knew I was taking the days off, because I'd already talked to him about that. Well, he didn't know, but I was, like, telling him, I was like, I'm thinking about taking Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off so we can just, like, hang out and watch TV and stuff then. And he was like, okay. I said, but I'm going to make a decision tomorrow. So last night, he was, like, laying on the couch, or laying on the chair with Boo Radley, and he had his sweatpants on, his socks, and his Snuggie. He loves that Snuggie thing with the hood, you know, the pockets and everything. And I was like, are you just kind of wanting to, like, watch your own show tonight and stuff? He's like, yeah. He was like, we can have, like, a romantic night this weekend or whatever. I'm like, yeah, that's totally cool. Because I was, like, wanting to walk. And so he was like, no, babe, just go in and enjoy your walk. Have fun. And I was like, okay. So, what was I going to say? What was I going to say about that? Oh, so before I left, though, I was like, what are you watching? He's like, I've got a couple more Watch What Happens Live, and then I don't really have anything else to watch. He's watching the reboot of Gossip Girl again. He's watched them, like, so many times. And so I said, if you want to watch Vanderpump Rules, just watch it. I'll watch it later. So he watched Vanderpump Rules last night while I was on my walk, and then when I came home, I can't remember what he was Gossip Girl, the reboot. And so I went upstairs and I, like, took a long hot shower and relaxed and all that kind of stuff. And then I watched Vanderpump Rules. And then I was trying to, like, I watched something else too. What did I watch? Oh, the series finale of La Brea. It was kind of anticlimactic, I have to tell you. I was kind of looking for a Lost ending, and it was just not that. I mean, it was very sweet, and I cried after 3 seasons of watching it. I cried at the end of it and everything like that. It ended exactly how I knew it would end, but I'm, like, so attached to those characters. That show is so corny. It is completely corny, but I still loved it. So I finished La Brea I watched Vanderpump Rules, and then I finished La Brea, and then I really wanted to watch a true crime documentary, because the night before I had watched that one called They Called Him Mostly Harmless. That's on HBO Max that somebody recommended to me. And so I wanted to watch another true crime documentary last night. And so I had gone through and I read this People article. I, like, Google searched, like, the best true crime documentaries that are out now. And it came up with, like, a list of, like, well, the first article I saw, it wasn't from People magazine. It was something else. And it was, like, the new documentaries that are coming out in February, but half of them aren't even out yet, and half of them aren't even ones that I would really want to watch. And one of them was, They Called Him Mostly Harmless. So I was like, okay, what else is there to watch? And on that list, there was one that had just come out on Netflix. It's now number 2 today. I know this because I looked for my drama channel. But when I watched it last night, it was number 1, the number 1 movie in the U.S., it's called Lover, Stalker, Killer. And so that was on the list. But then I Google searched this one. It was like best documentaries to stream right now on People magazine. But there were like 20. If you want a good list of good true crime documentaries, that's a good list. Just put in like People magazine best true crime documentaries to stream right now, and it's like a list of like 30 of them. The thing is, I've seen, like, probably 3/4 of them. It's like The Lady in the Dale is on there, which was fantastic. The Curious Case of Natalia Grace. I mean, the original one. There's so many on there that I have already watched that are from, like, 3-4 years ago. And so, well, The Lady in the Dale is from longer than that, I think. And so, I mean, when people ask me all the time, they're like, what is the best true crime series you've ever seen? I mean, I always think about The Staircase first. I think The Keepers was probably one of the best. Making of a Murderer is probably the best true crime documentary ever. But I have to tell you, The Keepers was a close second. But The Keepers, the problem is that, well, I guess Making of a Murderer, too. There's really no conclusion to it. What other ones did I absolutely love? The Girl in the Picture, I thought was fantastic. That one was on the list, too. I mean, there's so many that I've watched. Don't F with Cats. Probably one. I wish I could watch that. Well, I could probably watch that again. I don't know that I remember that much about it. But the whole kind of like citizen detective, internet sleuth thing is very interesting to me. I talked about that on my drama channel today. But, so it's a lot about those. So So yeah, so I watched that Lover Stalker Killer last night. Again, like while I'm like every 10 minutes getting up, like cleaning the kitchen, folding laundry, changing laundry, doing this and doing that. It was very, very good though. It was very good, very scary. I didn't know anything about this story. So, and then I screenshot some of the other shows. One was called like Love Will Find Him, and it's about this guy in Australia whose like brother was gay, and in 1988 he was like thrown off a cliff, and it was like a hate crime. They ended up like finding out who did these crimes and whatever. It's like a 3 or 4 part series. I'm actually thinking about, if anybody on here has watched that Rael, Rael on Netflix. It's about like alien cult or whatever. It's like a true crime documentary, but it's like on the top 10 list. If anybody's watched that and thinks it's worth it, will you let me know in the comment section below? Because I started watching it, and I thought the whole thing was in subtitles. I guess it's not. It's like 3 or 4 parts, but I just was like not super. It's like Sasquatch is like on every single one of those lists, and I started watching that one about like the Bigfoot thing, and I just was not interested in that. I guess I should go back and watch it, but I just was not interested in that at all. But it's always listed on those, which is why I watched it originally. I like to watch the ones that are like murder cases in the Midwest. Oh, the one that was about the 6 people that allegedly killed that old lady and then they later said they didn't. That one was really good too. I can't remember what that one was called, but I loved that one. I love the true crime documentaries that get you kind of scared, you know? So if anybody has any out there that they recommend, please put it in the comment section below. I've seen so many, but every once in a while you guys recommend something to me. True story, like if somebody hadn't recommended this, and it was one person that said it, and they said, I would like to know what you think of the new documentary on HBO Max called They Call Him Mostly Harmless. I was like, what is this? And so when I went over there and looked, it said just out or just added or something like that. And I was like, oh, I've never heard of this before. And I went in and watched it. It was fantastic. So those are the kind of documentaries that I watch. Either that I like to watch are either like 3 to 6 episodes, or they're like an hour-and-a-half documentary, and they're like about the solving of the case. I love those. I actually, the other night, I started watching, I used to watch a show back in the day, you guys will remember me talking about it, but I used to watch Murder in the Heartland, and it's like 45-minute episodes, and each one takes place in a small town in the Midwest, or Murder in the Midwest, or something like that. I can't remember what it's called, but I like that one too. But I don't like those shows where, I mean, I'll like them enough to watch them, but I don't love them where each episode is something different. It's like I don't like true crime podcasts like that either, if you guys remember. I haven't listened to a true crime podcast in a long time. If you guys have a true crime podcast, it's like one season of like one story that you just could not stop listening to. Also, put that in the comment section below, and I'll listen to that because I want to get back into true crime podcasts. The last one, like people always recommend to me like true crime podcasts where it's like every episode is a different story. Like I don't like that. I like where it's like each, like the whole season of a podcast is dedicated to one story. Like that's what I like. Kind of like the show Truth Be Told that was on Apple that got got canceled. I was going to say discontinued. Got canceled. It's not renewed anymore. It's getting so dark out here, isn't it? So tonight my plan is to go inside, start rendering this vlog, upload. I already uploaded my Peter Does Stuff channel, my weight loss update, and then upload my Peterisms video is uploading right now, my drama video is uploading right now, post those videos, and then start rendering this and get this uploaded, and then close my computer for the weekend. And then I gotta figure out if I can walk on this knee or not. It's still kind of hurting right now, and then I probably should just take today off because I don't want to get an injury, and then I can walk tomorrow if I want to. And then tonight, I don't know. Somebody recommended to me a while ago the movie Cruising with Al Pacino, and it's about like a cop that goes undercover about a gay murderer, and it was like in the 70s or something. I've never seen that movie. I've been thinking about watching that movie. I actually think that might be a movie that Alex might be interested in watching. So we've also got Real Housewives of Miami, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this week to watch, and then Traitors is on tonight. So those shows will probably be what we watch tonight. And then I gotta figure out what I'm gonna eat for dinner. I got excited to go in there and look at all my meals and stuff. I've been craving cottage cheese since late last night, so I'm definitely gonna be having cottage cheese tonight. And then, yeah, and that's about it. I don't know what else. And then just relaxing. for the night, watching some shows. I have that Stay Close, that Harlan Coben one, but I'm kind of like saving it because I want to like. I watched the first episode, and I don't want to forget what happened in the first episode, but I'm kind of like saving it, not for like a month from now, but like sometime this weekend. So sometime this weekend I'll be watching Stay Close, the Harlan Coben show. But I'm real into the true crime documentaries right now, so I'm gonna like hunt out a bunch of those this weekend and maybe watch some of those. And then True Detective I'm gonna watch out on Sunday, and I'm real excited. But just, you know, listening to audiobooks. The camera stopped. I was at the 30-minute mark. I didn't even think I'd make it 30 minutes in this vlog today because it was cold and it's getting dark outside. So, but yeah, just a lot of relaxing this weekend. Can you tell I'm training my mind to just be like, turn off? You're just done, right? Like, you're just gonna take the weekend and just relax and take naps. And I don't know why that's so hard for me. I don't. But anyway. Well, listen, you guys, I'm going to get off here and go get this going. So I will miss you this weekend, but I will hopefully be back on Monday. If I feel like I need to take another day, I'll let you guys know, or another 2 or 3 days. I know you guys will understand, and I really appreciate all your support. And thank you so much for all your support for the last 2 years, and ever since I started this channel, you guys get me through the hardest times, and I really, really appreciate it. And honestly, if I didn't have this channel and YouTube and everything, you know, in my life would look very different. I have this to look forward to every day. Maybe that's why I have a hard time stepping away from it, you know, and I'm so grateful for that. And I'm so grateful for your love and support, and it means a lot to me. So thank you so much. And I'll be remembering you while I'm relaxing this weekend, okay? And I'm just going to do a short outro today. So I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Thursday. I hope that you have a fantastic weekend. I love you guys so much. So, so, so much. And I'll see you hopefully on Monday. I love you guys. I'll see you then. Bye. Love you.